You look good in red.
So wait, hold on.
Red is your color.
Hold on. Yeah, yeah, damn. Okay, there we go. Boom. You see
There
it?
we go. Ooh,
Uh-huh.
season
I'm trying
one.
to figure out how I can get a sweatshirt though. How can I'm trying to get
Let
a
everybody get
sweatshirt.
the swag.
Hey,
Clearly,
listen, man.
there's no faith
I found
in
this
the
somehow. I don't know why I stuck it on the ground.
And the killer, you ain't got to worry about. You'll get one because you just asked, baby.
Risha got
You'll
a
get
couple of
one.
these. You didn't get a
You
black one
gonna
though.
get one. Oh
Mm.
yes,
I don't
you
know
I,
how you
are.
get. What makes you get a black one? What makes you get a black one?
Okay,
What
thank
makes
you.
you
oh,
get one?
is black
Thank
your favorite color?
Nah, those are just the ones that they
Found
made
you.
black. I don't know what makes sure everybody gets one. Rosa, did you get one? Earthquake, a sweatshirt?
Nah.
Yeah,
no.
we got these like the last day.
Only
That's
the
Oh
why
faithful
yeah.
y'all wait.
got one, apparently.
Don't worry,
Wait,
Rose. I'm
what?
pretty sure you're gonna get one.
She said
Earthquake.
only your
I,
favorites.
I'm
Earthquake.
surprised you ain't
Earthquake.
got one.
I ain't even a part of the show. And earthquake, you gonna say I'm gonna get one too?
Oh, Robin, you definitely gonna get one too. Ain't gonna be no problem. Y'all's gonna come straight out the oven. It's gonna be warm.
Warm and
Like,
delivered on the silver platter. On
yeah,
a
yeah,
silver
Yeah,
like
platter.
at a
y'all definitely
spa,
gonna get
at
one.
a spa day. That's how it's
We'll
gonna come.
talk to Risha to make sure y'all get one.
Ooh, okay, that
Yes.
sounds good. All right, let's get this show started, you guys. We've already been getting this comedy popping off. I've been loving the conversation, but I would love to welcome those of you who are joining us for the first time or the second time to the live chat with the cast of Johnson on Bounce TV. My name is Robin Ayers, and I am here with this amazing cast. I'm going to start it off with let's see. Let's start it off with Rosa Acosta, who plays Bianca on the show. How you doing today?
Very good. Hi.
Hi. Kalila Joy, who plays Naomi on the show. How you doing?
I'm good, Robin. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Come on with that beautiful smile popping on the camera.
I
Come on. Yeah, yes, yes. Okay, and we've got comedian extraordinaire. Earthquake is in the building. How are you today?
I'm truly blessed. How are you?
I'm I'm gonna take your word, and I'm gonna say blessed as well. Thank you so much for asking. And of course, we have actor, showrunner, and all of these other amazing things. We've got Thomas Q. Jones in the building. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here with you beautiful people, man. Excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm excited too. You know what? We've already been popping off with a bunch of comedy. We got Earthquake in the building. So, if those of you who are watching, it's been funny. But speaking of comedy, I know that Johnson is a dramedy, but you guys have definitely introduced that comedy feel to it. Specifically with this last episode, one of my favorite scenes was at the poker table. Let's talk about that and what that was like filming it, because obviously you have a script, but there are a whole bunch of things that ad libbing. You could just tell. You could get that sense. So, Earthquake, tell us what your experience was with that.
It was great. It was comfortable. The writing was great. We didn't do a lot of ad libbing because the script was so great the way it was. Of course, when you put a comedian such as me and DL in there and Rodney Perry, and it just flows off of it. So it was great, man. And I had a great time with it. Thomas was good, and we just played it off, and they gave us the freedom to be who we are.
I love that. It's funny because the moment I watched that, or I just saw the scene, the set, it gave me this feeling of like just this like old school, new school, like a bunch of flavor. So Thomas, I'm sure that has had to be like a pretty cool scene for you to shoot as well. What was that like for you?
I mean, it was incredible. You're working with legendary comedians. Earthquake is a legend. D.L. Hughley is a legend. Rodney Perry. These are three legendary comedians that have been in this business for a long time that I have the utmost respect. Deji has the utmost respect for. It was an honor and pleasure to have them be a part of the show, especially a scene like that where we could have fun playing poker and kind of just do what men do. Kind of talk trash a little bit in a fun way, but also sometimes those conversations get into some serious dialogue. You know what I'm saying? And that was the whole point of the show, and the show in general. But the conversation was to make sure that everybody knew these conversations aren't just about poker. Sometimes somebody may bring up a topic, and then boom, it sparks a conversation that leads into something serious. Because a lot of times when men have these conversations, we leave with something. It's not just a poker game. It's like an opportunity for us to come kind of confide in each other and talk about whatever's going on in our lives and be in a safe space. So I was really, really happy with the scene, and I'm glad everybody liked it.
Yeah, great scene, ladies. I would love to know from your vantage point, because I said this before. When I watch the show, it gives me an opportunity to really dig in and kind of like get the insight of what it's like to hear from guys on a particular subject. So did you feel that way when you watched this particular scene? Of course, I'm sure you laughed like I did, like all of us did, but did you get some insight from watching these guys talk about certain subjects like spanking and relationships and things like that?
Well, I love the, like you were saying, the generational juxtaposition of like old school, new school, so to speak, and how, they were talking about the spanking thing. And then, DL was like, but it's a different time now. You gotta think about it in this way. You have to look at it based on where we are today. And I love that how, it's like being in a barbershop or being a fly on a wall in a barbershop or a poker game and getting to hear men just be completely free and honest and open with each other. And I do think, like Thomas was saying, it's not always what we might think men talk about. Sometimes they really get into some meat and potatoes kind of subjects and like, recommending that your boy go to anger management. Like I hope men do that for each other, like
Yeah.
really give each other that kind of sound advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Rosa, how about you?
Well, I have tons of like male friends, and I feel like we do get into some of these conversations, but the thing that always gets me is, are they really telling me the same thing they will tell their homies? So it's just nice to
Mm.
see the conversation behind the scenes with just the guys, because I feel like sometimes guys will say things, um, they know we are so opinionated and that we are spicy and love to argue, and so I think that sometimes they just say what we want to hear. So nothing goes left. So it's nice to just see them like being themselves and saying what they really feel, because they are comfortable with their homies, with their mentors. So that's like really refreshing to see.
Earthquake, I see you laughing over there. I mean, I would love to just take a peek inside of your mind right now at what Rosa's talking about.
Well, I know Rosa hears a lot of things. Men tell her a lot of things she want to hear. I know they don't want to disapprove, don't want her to be mad at them. So they searching for the stuff that they want her to hear. They want her to like and understand. I think men, we're honest with each other when we have the mutual respect among each other. One thing about, I think the show shows, though we have a difference of opinion, it's all right to have a difference of opinion and still respect that person, even if you don't agree with their opinion. And I think somewhere along the line, especially in our community, we have lost our right to be a consumer, to say, I don't like that without being a hater. I don't hate you. I just don't agree with what you're saying. And I think when you get around real men, we'll stand up for our points and we'll have a debate about it. And sometimes we'll persuade the other person to see our point of view and see it in a different narrative and change their point of view on it once they get around other men that they respect their opinion and they get to see it from another option and another angle. I think that's what's lacking in our community, that you don't have younger brothers coming and hanging around with older brothers so we can see a different of a point of view of how you doing it could be better or more ignorant than what you're doing. So that's what the show really does for me, because me and DL is kind of like the elder statesman, and they coming around and we like, nah, man, you can't do that. We changed and you're going to change. And it's
Yeah,
just that
I
simple.
love that. I love that. And, both of you, I think a couple of you have talked about this, that dynamic of, older versus younger, like in the barbershop. And speaking of barbershop, one of the guys who was not at the poker table was Keith, because he was sitting in the chair trying to, he was trying to get himself a haircut so that he could go salsa dancing with Bianca. And we know that he is full-fledged head over heels with this girl. Let's change topics very quickly. Let's dive into that. We all probably know somebody like Keith, right? Somebody who's just like a good guy. He's really digging this girl. And Keith has got it going on, in my opinion. I think, I really like where he's coming from, but he doesn't seem to be getting any play. As if, the whole saying of good guys finish last. What do you think about that? Is that Rosa, this is your character. Let's let you break this down. Let's unpack this with you. What do you think about that?
Well, I think yes, he's a nice guy, and I think that she does appreciate him as of right now. I think she does appreciate him as a friend. She really likes him. It's kind of unclear if there is even a little bit. Sometimes it looks like there might be a little bit of a connection, romantic or sexual, but then something happens and it's like, okay, maybe not. So I just think it's like a lot of confusion right now. Uh, I think that sometimes she gives like little hints or she allow for things to happen that might make him feel like there is a chance, but then she blows the whole thing. But my thing with the nice guys, is that I just feel like we shouldn't feel like nobody's really wondering if they have a connection, if they are truly like good for each other. It's more like he's a like nice guy. He should get her heart, and it's like, but that's not enough. Like, what about the connection? Like, I think uh, as a nice guy or girl, you shouldn't feel entitled to just any and everybody to say yes to you. And uh like, let's see if they build that connection or if the connection is there. But if not, it doesn't matter if he's good, if he's a nice guy, like, there's no connection.
I feel you. Earthquake is rolling over there, Thomas.
Right.
But I would like to hear, that's your boy. Keith is Omar's boy. I mean, do you have any personal experience with that? First of all, I don't know if you're the good guy or the guy that the ladies are. I don't know where you fall in that category, but tell me your point of view on that.
I mean, I'm the honest guy. I'm very honest. I don't like to waste my time. I don't like to waste anybody else's time. And I pick up on vibes. I can read the room. And unfortunately, Keith can't. And he's always been that way. We've known Keith forever. And he's very naive when it comes to women. And he's a hopeless romantic, which is a great thing. But sometimes, it can blind you from reality. And he sets himself up to be hurt a lot of times. And, me in my personal life, the only thing the one thing you can't get back is your time, and I don't want to be responsible for wasting somebody else's time nor my time. So I'm very upfront, very honest in the beginning. Even if I have a question for a woman in regards to what she's looking for or what she's thinking, I ask. I want to know, what are you thinking, and that way I can give you the chance to make whatever decision you feel is best for you, and then you can't blame me later for not giving you that opportunity.
That's well said. Earthquake, I gotta know. I mean, not that everything is funny, but it's kind of funny when I see you when I see you laughing at it. So give us your insight on this.
Well, certain women have the privilege of having that Janet Jackson wait a while, take you through this evaluation. I don't know, maybe we will see. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So you need a little bit more nice guy than the rest of it, because their portfolio is so high. They can pick between the rest of it. Me as a man, I always know. A woman knows what she wants when she put her eyes on it. So let me know, so we ain't wasting each other's time. And I'm like Thomas. This is what it is. Tell me what it is so I can move on. But I'm not sitting around for you to decide whether or not, maybe, and hope I slide in there to be your man. No, goddamn it. Tell me right now. I ain't no temp work. Even put me on the payroll or let me go. But I'm not standing around here just sitting around there just wait that one day you wake up and find the Lord and me. No. No. I need a grown woman to make a
Not the
decision like
Lord
I'm a
and me.
grown man. Yeah,
But see,
no.
but Quake, doesn't that come down to communication? Like Thomas said, what Keith drives me crazy is he doesn't open his mouth. Like,
Because he don't want
you
to be
want,
hurt. I mean,
but then
no
you gonna
one
waste
wants
your
the
time.
rejection of it, because when a man is courting you, especially it is the woman he wants to be with, he wants to make sure he don't make no mistake. He don't want to go too fast or not slow. So he just stay there and hope you give him the indication that he is making progress. And some of y'all, with all due respect, see him in that little hovering right there and keep his ass there. You'll
But
keep
that's
him there
not
for a
grown man
year,
move.
two.
And how soon
It ain't.
is too soon to
It has
ask?
nothing to do with grown man. When you see somebody that you feel you're supposed to be with, you go back to your childish thing, to the point of what does it take to be with her, and I don't want to make a mistake to lose her.
But wouldn't you rather know, like, hey, where is this going? Do you see this going anywhere? Are we just friends? Like, why not just ask the question so you know where you stand?
Well, I do, but I understand why men that don't. I
Mm,
do. He's like he said, he's a helpless romantic. He just wants to say it. He's courting you. So he see the more dates that you give him, he feels he's making more progress because he feels that you value your time just as well as he value his. And you're supposed to be this woman you say you wouldn't be doing this or having all this with him if he wasn't that guy. He's assuming that. But a lot of y'all don't
yes.
play by them rules.
Right,
Y'all
right.
don't. Y'all play along with it and get the benefits of a man without giving
But
him
Mm.
but but
the chance
See,
but
of
so,
a
but I
man.
will
so
Not us.
I will say to Keith's credit, a lot of times women can give mixed signals, and obviously that's what Bianca's doing. And sometimes I don't think women don't know what's going on. I think that that's a convenient excuse sometimes. Most of the time if a man is into you and if a man likes you, and if you take his offer to go to dinner, you let him pay, you invite him out, to do something that's special to you. Clearly, he's going to think that you're into him a little bit more, and he's not wrong for thinking that maybe there is a chance, because there's a lot of men that don't have the full confidence to just straight up ask you. Sometimes it's not that they're playing games, it's just that they're a little intimidated, because they're so into you as a woman and so smitten by you that they don't really necessarily know how to communicate that, as opposed to a different type of man. So I know, Kalila, you said that's not grown men, but there's different types of grown men, right?
True.
All men aren't the same, and all men's tactics aren't the same. Because on one minute, if a man's not courting you, then he could be considered a clown. And if he is courting you, then he could be considered a simp. So
Or
for
sweating
men, it's
you.
confusing,
But I
right?
And
think
not all that, we call it, hold up, and we call that certain men are not closers. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So they just ain't, they can't close the deal. They don't, when they get around a woman that they find as they all that they want to be with, it shuts them down. It's easy to go after a woman that you don't see, you don't have no future to, or you don't see that you want her in your life or nothing significant. You could talk as reckless as you want to and be as carefree as you want because it ain't nothing involved. Ain't no, it's nothing of value at that point in a man's mental. But if that's the one, he feels, look at this one. Woo! Let me see how I'm gonna say this too. I don't want to mess it up. Y'all going over there. We be coaching enough. Go ahead over there. What you gonna say? She gonna say no. Same thing, and it still go. And he don't know what to say. Hey, I got her number. When should I call? I'm gonna call her tomorrow. See what she's doing. And it's a courtship. And of course, you might say he's not doing a grown man's conversation, but he really is. That's all he know on how to court you to be his woman. That's all.
Yeah.
I
This is
think there's a
obvious.
lot of like mixed signals. One moment, I mean, she actually was the one that invited him. Then she left him there alone. But then she pulled up to him like, I call you later. I call you tomorrow. It's like it's making him feel maybe she's looking forward like the next time, and that's what's keeping him like confused. I don't think it's
Well, the
all
whole
his fault, and it's not all her fault.
right, right, because even the fact that let's get into this real quick. She hasn't paid him. She
Mm.
hasn't. She
Right.
hasn't. She hasn't paid the man. The man he's taking photographs. Obviously, you owe him money. You know what I'm saying? So let's
hasn't
get it.
paid him or tagged him. That's the thing. Like,
Or
So
tagged him. That's
so
true.
so that's what I'm
Disrespectful.
saying. At what point are we gonna have a conversation of does she know she's wrong? Does she know she's wrong, and is she okay with taking advantage of his kindness? And is that is that there is that a part of why certain men are reluctant, are confused, don't necessarily know how to approach women, because sometimes they don't really know how to take a woman, especially in a situation with Bianca and Keith.
Yeah, that's a good point because we're obviously paying a lot of attention to Keith right now and men in general, but at what point are we going to talk about what role women play? What do we, because Rosie, you just brought up a great scene where it almost seems as Keith is just like, you know what, I'm done. I've tried, but I'm not doing it anymore. And she rolls up on him like, you know, I'll call you tomorrow. Once again, opening up that door and that sort of excitement for him. So, what part are we playing?
Yeah,
I think Thomas had to. Go
I
ahead. I'm
think
sorry.
I would
Yeah,
give,
yeah. I just had a little technical issue. Go ahead.
I don't know, like airheaded, like inviting somebody out and then leaving them behind all night. Like just like I guess it will be okay if she danced one song or two with the other guy, but it's like it seems like he was along all night, and it's just like, are you who will do something like that? It's like so disrespectful and so out of touch with reality. I wouldn't do that to a friend, like a girlfriend or a guy, a platonic like guy friend. It just makes no sense. It's just really bad. So I cannot defend Bianca for that behavior right there, or any woman.
Or any woman. You know, we've got a lot of comments coming in, and obviously this is a hot topic because people are like, you know, well, hopefully there's hope on both sides. You know what I mean? And so people love this topic, and you know, if the good guy is coming back or not, we don't know. But I guess we're going to wait as far as Keith and Bianca goes. We'll wait and see. Quake, we know that you are a busy, busy man. We are so glad that you are able to stay on here with us and have this conversation. But we know that you've got to go. You got a show tonight. Is that right?
St. Louis. If you're in the St. Louis area, Healing tonight. All the show sold out, but you can come by and hear the jokes outside the door. But we good, and please continue. Y'all are my Johnson family. I love you to death. Continue on with it, man. I wanted to come to let you know, like I always told y'all, I support this show. I'm a part of this show, and it's one of my number one priorities in my career, being a part of the show, and it's been a blessing. And I hope the best for all y'all. God bless, and I'm out. Thomas, I'll holler
Wait,
at you, brother.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
wait,
so
brother,
much
Quay.
for
brother.
joining us. Thank
Okay,
See you
you.
later.
brother.
See
Thank
you later,
you.
Robin.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
See you later, brothers. All right.
you. All
Peace
right.
and sisters. All right.
All right. So, yeah. I don't know. Are we going to see more? I mean, obviously, we are going to see more of what Keith and Bianca have to offer us, but it's a heavy topic, y'all. But I love, Thomas, I love where you were going with it, talking about, you know, she does owe him some money. I mean, do you think that that's a part of the reason that he's staying around with her? That's like an underlying
That's
thing, or what do you think?
that's a good question. That's a good question. I personally, I think when men and women grow up, they think that they lose this childlike fondness for somebody, and it doesn't. It just doesn't go away. Whether you're, in elementary school and you have a crush on somebody, or whether you're, a grown adult with a crush on somebody, those feelings are still the same. Those emotions are still the same. You want the person to like you. You want the person to enjoy your company. You want to do things that the person either hasn't been exposed to before that they like, or something that you know that they do like. And so I think with Keith, although he knows she owes him money, he genuinely likes her.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell by the way he looks at her. You can tell by the way he talks to her.
Yeah.
Even when he went over to her apartment, and he was, basically just
So
making
that
sure that she got in safely. She obviously didn't want him to leave and didn't want him to stay, and that's okay too. It's okay. You don't have to like the nice guy, like Rosa said before, but the guy genuinely likes her, and
Mm.
from a man's perspective, it definitely looks like that Bianca is taking advantage of his kindness.
Yeah. Rosa, we do have a question for you from Vanessa. She says, how do you feel about your character's uncertainty?
I mean, haven't we? Don't we all know that girl that has a guy, pursuing her? That's like the perfect catch. He's good looking, like he's successful, has a car, has all the charisma, and all the girls were looking from the outside, like, why doesn't she like him? Like, he's so nice. If it was me, I mean, he's so nice. I feel like uh, it's it's annoying because we all know that girl that doesn't like that guy that seems to be like, so nice and so perfect, and you can tell from the outside in that he truly likes her, you know. So my thing is, it's true, you don't have to like the nice guy, but then don't take advantage of him. So this is kind of like, a little annoying because I feel like in real life we all know that girl that has this great guy trying to win her heart, and she's just like, nah, I don't know, So it is, it's annoying to see it from the outside because we're like, he's so nice, he's perfect, but then we don't know what's in her head, like And again, like if the chemistry is not there, then what can we do about it?
Absolutely. Well, yes, Cleo,
Oh,
let's hear from you. Let's hear from you.
I was just gonna say, from a personal perspective, I'm only speaking for me. I feel like my taste in men has changed as I have matured and like as I've become more self-aware and evolved. And one thing that I've learned about myself is like what I used to interpret as chemistry and like butterflies and all that was just anxiety. And like what when you find a guy who is very clear about what he wants, is treating you a certain way, sometimes it feels like, oh no, that's too much, it's too nice. But that's because we're used to feeling insecure about our relationships with the guy, and we're misinterpreting that insecurity as some kind of chemistry. And I'm speaking for myself.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
as I've grown and gotten older, I've understood that I don't want that. I don't want to feel anxious about whether he really likes me or wants to be with me. I actually want to know that. And I have to say, as somebody who's dating a nice guy right now, it's much
Yeah.
better. It's much
Yeah.
better this way.
You know
It is
what?
much
Yo,
better.
yo,
I
listen. I think real quick, Robin. A lot of I think just from a man's perspective, and I think a lot of men think like this. A lot of women put what they want before what they need, and sometimes someone like Keith
Whew.
um, is a guy that is the catch, but because you want this idea of what this man is, and you get that guy, and then when he's not what you expect, then that's when you realize the Keiths of the world, but the Keiths of the world at that point, someone already snatched them up. I think that's Keith's perspective because a guy like Keith, most of the time, is not necessarily at the, top of the food chain. But eventually, once all the smoke clears, it's the Keith usually that was the best person for you. So Kalila, I love that perspective, and
Yeah.
it comes with growth. Men and women, it comes with growth experiences. Then you have to figure out what you like individually, what you like. You might, like you said, you think you like something, but that's not what it is. You interpreted, those feelings as one thing, but it's something else. It takes experience to go through those things to fully know what you want on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I mean, y'all are over here dropping bars and gems, and I'm partially taking notes and stuff because Thomas, that was really deep as well. I love the perspective that you all have given. We could talk about this forever, but we don't have this kind of time. We are absolutely getting ready to go into the next episode tonight.
Yeah.
You guys make sure that you watch right now. Go straight from here and go to Bounce TV and watch tonight, episode 104. I'm so excited about it. Actually, you guys can tweet Johnson on Bounce and then
Yeah.
make sure that you get all of your questions, your comments, and everything so the cast and crew and everybody can read them and respond. Are you guys going to be tweeting as well?
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
Yep,
I'll be
we're
on
about to
Twitter.
go right now. 8 o'clock
Okay.
live tweet. Join us on Twitter. Thank you
Yes,
everybody for
join us on
joining
Twitter.
Robin.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
thank
Thomas. Thank you,
you.
Rosa.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Robin.
Kalila. We appreciate you guys, and we'll
Thank
see you
you,
all
Kalila,
next week.
Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Great
Thank you.
conversation.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.